Down.
What's going on today, guys? Epic Snack Time here, back in some more Kerbal Space Program patch 1.2. Just getting in, looking at our contracts again. So we need to ferry some people up into orbit and suborbital of Kerbin, get some science from Kerbin space, get some tourists out by the moon, and then there's also one down here. We can do the skipper engine at the launch site, so that won't be too hard. That's a easy little bit of money. And then we need to explore the moon, which involves getting to the moon for one, getting into an orbit of the moon for two, and returning from the moon for three. So we should be able to do that fairly easily, in addition to the flyby the moons for the people's itineraries. So first, let's do that little skipper engine because it's pretty simple. And we can actually do it with a Probodobodine. And so it's the skipper engine, giant engine, put it on the bottom. And then all I have to do is go out to the launch pad and see if it works. And it's fairly simple. All you kind of do is just basically hit spacebar to activate it, just make sure everything is working, make sure that this engine will work as long as there's a fuel tank attached to it. And as you can see, we did complete the contract, so all we have to do is recover the vessel. We recover all of that money, so it's a whole lot safer. Nothing's going anywhere. So we will complete that. And now we need to build, actually we have one to ferry these people to orbital and suborbital. I do believe, if I remember correctly, we have a ferry. Maybe not. Maybe we haven't done a ferry yet. So we need to build something to ferry them to suborbital and to orbit. Not a problem. We'll go ahead and put a crew capsule on top of it. And we will need, let's see, where is I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know. There it is. The crew cabin. And then on the bottom of that, just to make sure, because I know that we will be coming through some atmosphere, we'll tack that on there. Make sure it's attached right. So lately there's been some oddities going on with re-entry. And we will need a parachute on top. And then just to be sure we get down safe, I'll go ahead and put 2 radials on it. And that is the only thing that should be coming back with us. So I'll go ahead and go up to coupling. Don't really need a Rockomax yet. That's a bit excessive. I can actually just put just a T200 on the bottom of it. And a little Terrier on the bottom of that. And then let me see, it might be fun to see about going up to the Rockomax. So let me see structural. We'll go to this Rockomax brand adapter. And we'll grab one of the big fuel tanks. And one of the skippers. It's not as powerful as the main cell whenever we get up to it, but it will certainly work just fine for this. And we'll do some more coupling. We'll tag on some radial decouplers here. Are we getting close to any part limits? Nope, not really. Still got 15 parts that we can do. And I would like to take 2. Actually, gonna scoot this up. Normally you try to keep them balanced right under it. That way you don't go too far off to one side or it wobble in the middle. But I'll put on some swivels, and I do need to raise this whole thing up. Let's go ahead and raise it up to about there. That'll work. Oh, and I am forgetting one thing. Go down here to science. We'll take a Just one thermometer, please. Thank you. And hopefully that comes back. That's all I'm hoping. If not, I can still do a crew report and that'll count just fine. And actually, with that much space there, go ahead and add another little bit of fuel. There. Yeah, that looks better. And then we can... I doubt we're going to be able to do this. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it because we're getting close to our part limit. So I will just have these. Nope. Well, I'll go ahead and attach it to that for now, but I want it at 2 times symmetry. That way the other side of the tank does the same thing on this one. And that's 25 parts, so let's go to the aerodynamic nose cones. We'll make sure those are on there. So this whole thing should get us up into space, hopefully, and then we can kind of get into orbit with this and possibly some of that. And then back out of orbit is the main thing. So let's make sure everything's going off. That and that all go at the same time. Then those two break away. Then it decouples there. Then that goes. Then we kind of come down from there. So we'll do ferry K orbit. That way I know which one it is in case we make another one for the moon. We ain't gotta worry about it too much. So let's see, who do we need to go into orbit? That is Trady. Interesting. And Katrud. Y'all have some weird ass names. But anyways, let's make sure that that's saved. We shouldn't need any batteries. But I guess I could, just to be on the safe side, put a small battery right there. Oh, not 2 of them. I forgot to turn symmetry off. Terrible at doing that. But we'll tag that right there. That should be okay. And save. And we'll go to liftoff. We'll try this out. And hopefully these people actually get into space, because that's the main thing. Gotta get them up to their point, and then we can see what we can do from there. Ooh, this mug is wobbly as all get out. Let's go. I might actually go ahead and throttle back just a hair. That way it's not too crazy of a thrust. So our thrust to weight is rather high at the moment. I don't want to tilt over too far. Actually, I'll go up just a smidge more on the throttle. And while that's going up, actually, let me go ahead and get myself orientated the right way. There we go. Now we can kind of scooch over. I'm glad this has gimbaling. I didn't even look at that whatsoever, because if not, then I would have needed some fins on here and probably wouldn't have been able to use that. So it's good. I'll kind of follow the prograde marker a little bit. It'll slowly tilt us over to our gravity turn, hopefully. And then bring it down just a hair. I don't think it really matters with inclination on this, but... And those fuel tanks are almost done right there. And we will drop those. Goodbye. And we're still going up. Still have this whole fuel tank, which is awesome. Actually, it's not gravity turning nearly fast enough. So I'm gonna kinda... Well, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. But hey, we'll kick it back over. Just put us a little higher than I wanted. That's all. How about right there? What's our APO looking at? 38. It's not bad. I can try to keep it right about here. That should be just fine, and I think we're out of the atmosphere enough to where it's not going to topple us over like it just did. Go ahead and kick that back to about half, because we are almost into orbit, and I'll cut it there. And good, my patch conics are working again. I was kind of worried about that. And hopefully I can see our orbit growing a little bit. And there it goes. It's a rather eccentric orbit, but it will work. And I may actually kind of modify it myself a little bit, because sometimes it does make it like that. See, it's like 71 and 141. Like, that's way too eccentric. So let me scoot on over here. We have plenty of fuel, so this design is actually really good. Go ahead and keep that up there for... Go ahead and start burning there. And we're slowly coming up on the apoapsis. And there's our music change. And we should be in space just nicely. Go ahead and get our temperature reading, even though we've already had it. We'll go ahead and do a crew report from here as well, just to make sure we get everything. And how's our... we're looking quite nice. I'll keep it locked to about there. And that should pop this out here momentarily. We have already finished one contract because one person just wanted to go suborbital. But this other person wanted to go further. I'll wait till I get closer back to the apoapsis, because I don't want it to be super eccentric like it just was. Let me wait till I get a little bit closer. 20 should be fine. We'll go ahead and boost that up to 70. It's still eccentric, but not as bad as it would have been. So, now, heck, essentially we could have went around the moon, because we totally don't need either one of these tanks anymore whatsoever. Well, I say that, yeah we do, but let me go ahead and I'll spin this around. This thing is a tank to turn. Like, it is huge. It feels like I'm just moving a giant brick. And as it turns around here, I'll let it go that way. And then we'll kind of point retrograde a little bit. See, this turns a whole lot better. Okay, now with that out of the way, I can see where we're at first, because I gotta make sure that we're not gonna run into it, which would be bad. That'd be very, very bad. Oh, and we haven't even ignited the engine. Go ahead and kick that down. Which one's gonna hit first? That's coming down into the 20 range, which is perfect. As long as that other piece don't come flying up and slam into us, we'll be fine. And that's really all I had to do on that one. So I kind of overbuilt this ship, but it'll be okay, I suppose. Oh great, I threw that out towards where we're going. Great. So let's see, can I see where they're going yet? No. No, I can't zoom in close enough to see the the debris? Or do I? Oh, I have debris turned off. That's probably why. Okay, so hopefully all that will kind of stay out where it is, because I don't want it coming back and hitting me. That would be nice. Or that would not be nice, rather. Let's see, 50 times till we get back into the atmosphere. And there we go, flipping back to retrograde. And hopefully have a safe and easy re-entry, especially with our people on board. That would be nice. And with about 100 meters left to go, I believe that is a success. It looks like we had nothing torn apart in the re-entry. Everything was kind of blazing around. We got to see an amazing Kerbal sunrise, and there was a little heat signature thing, which I think may have been the battery. May have been getting a little too hot. I probably could have put it somewhere else where it was more protected. But now we are splashed down in the water. We'll go ahead and see about getting an EVA from the water. There's nothing there, so we'll go ahead and recover the vessel, which should get us the science part as well. And there we go. We only got 1.7 science, which isn't too bad. I don't know where that was actually at. Oh, the recovery. I didn't know that was... Okay, I didn't know you actually got science from that. They all gained 1 experience except for Jeb. And we'll go through here. Let's see, we completed science data from Kerbin, or space around Kerbin. Ferry 2 tourists safely to their destination. The Trades travel itinerary, Katrudes, and that's about it on that one. In the next one, we should be able to complete these other 2. Even with the same vehicle, the moon or doing the flyby of the moon and the orbit of the moon should be all at once. Hopefully, we'll try it with the same vessel. If not, I may actually attach a slightly bigger tank at the top part of it. Let me actually go ahead and design that. That way we won't have to worry about that in the next one. So this works plenty well. So I think since we basically still had quite a bit of this left, I'll move that and change this tank out for a T400. Because that won't add a huge amount of weight. I mean, it's like it kind of doubles the weight of what was on there, but that should be fine with everything else. But I will see about tossing on some fins. That way we don't topple over again. That's too many. Let's see, about 3. 3 is still 1 too many. Let's see if 2, well, I think that's the max part limit. Yeah, just touching the max part limit, so that is fine. And actually, I can technically take that off, and that relieves a part, so I can do 3. 3 will be a little bit more efficient. And I will need a battery to go to the moon. one thing I do want to do is scoot these. I do not want 3, I only want 2. Scoot them up to about there. That way I don't do that whole toppling thing over again. And we'll do moon orbit. Save. We'll go ahead and toss our people in there. That way we can ferry them just fine. Save that. And that should wrap it up for today. And the next one we will do the moon flyby, the explore the moon, where we go around the moon and then go get into an orbit, get over there. That way it'll satisfy both of these and come back. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to fast forward here to the next morning. And if you have, leave a like on this video. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe and I'll keep up with y'all guys. And I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys.